Bleu.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Good. Excellent. Thanks for coming out today. We're going to talk a little bit about the music for Tinkerbell and Legend of the Never Beast. I was music supervisor on the film, and part of my job is to work with the director, our composer Joel McNeely, songwriter, and featured instrumentalist Bleu. So we're going to walk through a little bit of some of the sounds that Bleu came up with for this film, and play a little bit for you and show you some demonstrations of it.
So my name is Bleu, and I produced all the songs in the film and wrote a couple of them, and then worked on the sound palette for the film. And I just have to start off by saying that this is the first film I've ever worked on.
What?
I
did not know that.
You've been saying that all day. So this whole thing is been incredibly exciting experience for me, and it's just really wonderful to be talking to all of you guys about this whole process and everything. So thank you so much for being here. But one of the things that I worked on the film was creating this unique sound palette. The director of the film, Steve Loader, is a huge music nerd, and he had been a big fan of my artist career for many years, and had been listening to my records a lot while he was working on the film, which is how I got involved in the film in the first place. He came up to me after a show and said, "Hey, I have this project I'm working on. I can't really say too much about it, but I think you might like to be involved in it, and I'd like to have you involved."
Yeah, sure.
And I did. I actually did. I kind of, to be honest, because he's very charismatic and passionate when he's talking about film, but otherwise he's a pretty mellow, mild-mannered guy. And I was kind of like, people come up to you after shows all the time and stuff like that. But then I walked into this building for my first meeting, and I was like, oh man, I think I might be making some music for a Disney film. Which was, and it's been nothing but an amazing journey since then. But Steve really wanted something unique for this film, not only within the franchise, but I think he really wanted something that was going to be unique altogether in music. He really wanted new sounds, and obviously there's this huge looming figure in this film, the Never Beast, and his world of the forest and the cave, and he wanted to make sure that this was something that you hadn't experienced before. And so the big challenge for me was to come up with this unique sound color palette for him and all the other characters in the film, and to make sure that we have some time for questions from you guys at the end. I'm going to kind of roll through some of these things real quickly.
Yeah, I will say one of the things we do as we start discussing the music for the films is who are going to have themes, So we talked about Gruff having a theme. Also, what's different about this film is when we talk about themes, normally it's melodic, right? There's a melody that accompanies each of these characters. But in this case, we not only wanted something melodically different for these characters, but just something that was sonically different, so that the minute you heard that sound versus hearing a melody or a tune, you would know that it was associated with that character.
So first I'll talk briefly about the instruments that we used for Gruff, because obviously this was kind of the initial big goal, was to get great sounds for him in particular. And one of the wonderful things we stumbled upon are these planters from the store. And as you can see here, all the ones that you use for outside use have a hole in the bottom, so the water can drain, which actually makes them perfect for placing on these cymbal stands. It's actually amazing how